father looking at amazement to say, how can you teach and preach like this at 12 years old? And I can see him looking back at him and say, well, what you don't understand, on my mother's side, sometimes I get a little hungry. But on my daddy's side, I am the bread of life that is sufficient. And with me, say it, nothing is impossible. I can see him say, now listen, on my mother's side, somehow I feel the Holy Spirit all of a sudden in this room. Sometimes on my mother's side, I get a little tired. But on my father's side, gentlemen, come on to me. Oh, ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I can hear them as he looked, and they look at him and say, who do you think you are? And he says, on my mother's side, one day I'm going to die. But on my daddy's side, I am the everlasting God. I am the eternal Father. There was none before me, and there will be none after me. I had no predecessor, and I have no successor. Nothing is impossible to do. I am the God of wonder, and I am the God of amazement. And I am amazing people in this world with my presence. Even today, I am showing my deity and my power across the face of this earth. I know you have set this date as another healing and miracle service, but I say to you, this is more than just another healing and miracle service. This is more than a date that man has conjured up. Saith the Lord, I have placed this date. I have called this meeting. I have ordained this healing service. You are not in a man-made appointment, saith the Lord. You are in a God divinely appointed session. Believe, saith the Lord, that I am here and I am moving, and if you reach up to me, you'll never be the same. But if you deny my presence, saith the Lord, you'll go out of here the same way you came, and worse. But I am here, I am passing by. Nothing is impossible, for I am from everlasting to everlasting. Will you receive what I've already done for you? Will you give God a great praise?
My goodness. Yes, Lord.
I have to confess that. I've seen that. I've seen the religious folks when I started preaching at 16 like they did Jesus. And so who is this young kid with so much power? And I could look back and say, well, it's not by might. Not by power. But it's by my Spirit. He blew them away at the age of 12 by declaring who he was. But you see, it was no surprise as he goes and he matures. It's amazing that you find a span of 12 years where you hear nothing from him. We know his parents came, and then we have another span of just about 17 or so years as he shows up, or a little bit more than that, as he shows up back on the scene, and he is now 30. And he shows up and he's in a gathering mode. An evangelistical mode as he is gathering his team and his army, and he picks Matthew and he picks all the team, and he says, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. I'm not trying to go through the whole lineage of Jesus, but you know the story. And as they begin to walk out, everywhere they went, healing followed. He walked into cities and healing happened. He walked into homes and healing happened. Even one time there was a woman who was a harlot that no one else wanted in the room, and when she walked into the room and touched him, healing happened. Yes. Everywhere he went, and every person he touched that would grab a hold of him, he was healing everywhere. And then the unmistakable and undeniable and tragic events that led us to our communion service a few days ago. Man had a plan, and they thought it was man's plan. It was God's plan for humanity. And he died. A painful and a horrible death.